Happy Tuesday. The U.S. women's 3-on-3 basketball team started the Olympics 0-3. They went on to win their next 5 games before falling in the semifinals and eventually winning the bronze. Hailey Van Lith led Team USA in scoring despite being the shortest and youngest member of the squad. She says she approached it as her one and only Olympic experience, knowing her energy would be important.
It really, looking back, I'm really proud of us. People don't understand how hard 3-on-3 is and just the uniqueness of the sport. And for us to start 0-3 and go 6 of 7 in the next 7 games against the 7 best teams in the world is actually incredible. And so I'm super proud of us. The coaches told me before the game is my energy was either going to determine whether we were going to win it or whether we were going to lose. And, that is my role. I'm the young player. I'm supposed to have energy all the time. So I knew, I was like, if I don't get my energy up, I'm going to let my team down. And so I just tried to play as hard as I could. And when I'm in that mindset, scoring happens to come easy. So it ended up in baskets, but my mindset was just to, give everything I had for this last Olympics. Because after today, the Olympic experience is over for me. So either I could end it with a medal or I could end it with a loss.
Thanks to King 5 TV for the video. Hailey's next journey will be her final year playing college basketball at TCU after transferring from LSU following last season. Well, the Seahawks were back at practice Monday after their mock game last weekend. Coach Mike McDonald says there was plenty to be positive about, but they also still have plenty of work to do as they prepare for their first preseason game Saturday in LA against the Chargers.
I wouldn't say it's the game. I just think, hey, this is the last true training camp week of us to go through have all the reps all the time, all those things. And so we need to take advantage of this opportunity, and that was my message to the guys, after we broke practice.
Charles Cross continues to work at offensive left tackle as Seattle looks for improvement along the offensive line. Coach Mike McDonald says the third-year player is a leader along that O-line.
He's the anchor of the offensive line, man. So we go as Charles goes, and just, again, another guy that you get to know throughout the process and how he operates. Just a lot of respect for how he goes about his business. He's like a silent assassin out there. And again, I was talking to the guys on the radio this morning, but I'm not some offensive line savant. But, from what you see and how you evaluate practice and how often he wins one-on-ones and then listening to the offensive coaches, it seems like he's had some things to take his game to the next level. And you want that from all your guys. Like, how are you going to level up? How are you going to go take your game, to put yourself in the best spot to further your career and help the team?
Jackson Smith-Njigba enters his second season at wide receiver for the Seahawks. Coach McDonald says he expects JSN to be more productive this season.
He's got this fluid explosiveness about him that can run the entire route tree. Incredible ways like track the ball, body control, explosive in and out of his cuts. And I talk about all this tacit stuff all the time, but it's this competitor in him, the mentality of what we want. He has that. So I encourage him to keep doing those things. If you could relay the message to him, that'd be great.
After missing 3 practices last week and the mock game Saturday, Geno Smith was back in practice yesterday. Jackson Smith-Njigba says it was great to have his leader back.
Yeah, all offseason I just seen, him pushing himself first and then just pushing us to get to the next level, get to where we want to be. And he's been the head guy, the lead at that. And, he's been coming out here every day and proving, that he's ready and that, this year is going to look a little different. So, we're all on board, and it's good for him to be back and to get back with us and for us to get to rolling again.
Seattle kicks off at 4 o'clock in L.A. this Saturday. They'll follow up in Tennessee the following Saturday before hosting their final preseason game the 24th against Cleveland. Well, the Mariners host the Detroit Tigers in the first of 3 games at T-Mobile Park tonight. Detroit's 53-60, coming in 3rd place in the American League Central. Seattle leads the AL West with a 59-54 mark. Mariner hitters will go up against Kiter Montero while Seattle starts Luis Castillo. First pitch at 6:40 on Root Sports Northwest. Texas's Josh Smith hit a walk-off 2-run home run to beat the Astros 4-3 last night. Houston trails Seattle by a game and a half while the Rangers are 5 games back. Oakland beat Chicago 5-1 in a battle of 2 of the worst teams in all of baseball. The Wenatchee Apple Sox are in Bend tonight to begin the final series of the regular season. Wenatchee 16-8 and the second half of the West Coast League season, while the Elks are 14-10. Cam Hoyland will get the start against Josh Wakefield at Vince Jenna Stadium tonight, 6:35 game time. You can hear it with Joel Norman on Sunny FM. Norman, by the way, sat down with Dan Kuntz before the team's departure yesterday to discuss the postseason matchups possible for the Apple Sox.
The way it's looking right now, we're assuming that we're going to be traveling to face Edmonton or Victoria on Saturday in Game 1 of the North Division Series. You and I were just talking about the extra wrinkle, of course, with Victoria. Royal Athletic Park in Victoria is hosting a CFL game, Canadian Football League game, later in, I think it is this month or early next. But either way, the ballpark's not available to host playoff baseball. So if we play Victoria, we're actually going to travel to Nanaimo for Game number 1 at Sir Roxman Stadium. Game 2, of course, as everyone knows, is still here coming up on Sunday. So that's going to be an interesting wrinkle, whatever happens. And if you have to go to Edmonton, that's a heck of a trip for one game as well. So, but I guess that's, the thing about this league is you give these wild card teams a chance in the first round. You give them that chance of, hey, go host the first game. If you win, you only have to win one of the next 2 on the road, which is still a tall task. But they give them that possibility. And I'm really excited about that because we've had our troubles with Edmonton this year, but in a lot of the ways, I think it's a favorable matchup still for us. And Victoria, we won 4 of 6, but they've been red hot in the second half. So I don't know if we want to face them either. So it's a good North Division. I don't think it's as strong as the South, but it's still a really good division. And you could tell me that we would sweep the first round. You could tell me that we would lose in the first round. I don't think I'd be surprised either way, just because I think there is enough talent among the other teams who we could be playing.
Other West Coast League, Bellingham fell to Springfield in 12 innings last night, 13-12, while Corvallis topped Victoria 5-3. That puts Wenatchee even closer to wrapping up the second half title in the North Division. Edmonton blasted Nanaimo last night 15-4. Wenatchee's lead in the WCL North second half standings is 2.5 games over Victoria and Bellingham. Nanaimo and Edmonton sit 3.5 games back. That's a look at sports news. I'm Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.